Hi, this is Bobby Collins, and you're listening to Comedians Uncorked. You'll love it.
Now, broadcasting live from the Podcast Palace on Park Street in beautiful and dangerous Clearwater, Florida, it's the Comedians Uncorked podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Tony Gaud and Pat Largo.
Everybody, welcome to the season finale, season 2 of the Comedians Uncorked podcast. We got Tony Gaud right there. My name is Pat Largo. We're going to be getting a little wrap-up going on here shortly. And obviously, first and foremost, thank you guys for being with us for 2 seasons. And Tony, we have a couple of great sponsors that we want to say thank you to. Our in-studio sponsor, of course, you know her by now, Julie Drolshagen of Century 21 right here in Clearwater, Florida. Get a hold of her for all your real estate needs for selling and buying, 727-902-9233, or get her at floridabeachbusiness.com.
floridabeachbusiness.com.
Yes, Julie
That's going to catch on. It's going to catch on.
More people, when they see us in person, I hope they start saying it. Well, we say floridabeachbusiness.com in unison. They go, floridabeachbusiness.com.
That would be something.
That would be sweet. And we're going to have that happen soon. Also, our Where They At sponsor, a huge thank you to Mimi's Minis in Port Richey, Florida. You heard me talk about it on and off the show. The mini donuts, the big donuts, the sandwiches. Tony's had the donuts.
Very good stuff. Yeah.
It's a mom and pop place, and they care about what they do. And not just the sandwiches and the coffees. You can get them for different custom orders. They'll ship it to you. They'll deliver to you. It's pretty cool. So thank you, Mimi's Minis in Port Richey, Florida.
For those people who don't know, because Mimi's is sponsoring one of the segments.
Yeah.
It's only featured on the YouTube channel. So
That's
it's the Where They At. So they're sponsoring that segment. So if you haven't heard of that segment, it's over there. You can check it out, and that's a segment that they're sponsoring. So that's very cool.
And also, speaking of that, we do a lot of segments right there on social media. A couple of people asked me, are you just on Spotify? We're on Spotify and on video too now on Spotify, but also we have our stuff on YouTube, our Comedians Uncorked YouTube channel. Just please click subscribe while you're there. All kinds of content along with the podcast that you see each week.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Instagram at Comedians Uncorked, the Facebook page. So there's no way you can't get at us. So
we have what is called a digital footprint.
It's true.
We do. It's official.
It's official, and we have it. And I never thought I'd have one, or we have one, but we have one, and that's good.
Yeah. We've gone digital. Hey, we've gone digital, everybody.
Finally, in 2022, man.
Finally. I thought we were only going to be print.
That's right.
We did. We broke through.
Extra. Read all about it. Comedians Uncorked podcast. I want to say to their co-host, buddy of mine, thanks for 2 seasons, man. I cannot believe we just said we're wrapping 2 seasons of our podcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're relatively short seasons, but still, we put effort into them, the effort that we have available to us. So but this is actually, this episode makes the 2nd season longer than the 1st season. So we're officially already extending our seasons.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
Even though this is kind of like a best of, it's not, we don't have a guest. We're not talking to anybody. We're showing clips of people that we talk to.
Yeah.
But we're not talking to anybody new.
No,
that's how we save money that we don't have to spend.
Some people may call it lazy. We go, no. That's frugal talent.
No, that's called being an executive producer.
And I don't know what you could share with us, if you can or not, because we're talking cold about this. I didn't even know that, I didn't have any prepared questions for you about this, but I'm dying to see what clips we use for this, because we had so many great guests in season 2. I can't wait to see what you put together.
It's all these are symbols for different sins that I've
different sins you committed.
There, your balls swell up so they
at the Ice House in Pasadena.
Oh wow!
Another day.
Then we know what they're supposed to sound like in the room.
But those movies were fun and silly.
It's just peaceful, and I feel like
Eminem flew me to Detroit.
for the 8 Mile DVD release party bash.
All we are is like baby birds. You know, it's just they're like, who wants Paducah, Kentucky on a Tuesday? I want it. There you go, you fuck.
I like the nudity in comedy. It's not a bad thing.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a couple of things. You know, we got. You know, obviously we're gonna show some bloopers. You know, that kind of thing, and some behind the scenes things that I haven't been able to cut together and put out yet. And as you just mentioned, one of the things I was going to ask you is like, did you have a favorite guest that we had a chance to talk to, or that you had a chance to talk to?
Oh boy, an absolute favorite guest. Wow.
Like somebody that kind of stood out for some reason, you know, like you weren't expecting, or you were kind of looking forward to.
Well, I mean, if you phrase it that way, that stood out when we had Darcy Greco in studio, because I did really not know until just prior to that when we were talking, we had some background info. I know she's a comedian. I know she does hairdressing for a living for many years. I know she's very intelligent, and she's a former cheerleader. She's in shape. I never knew she's an author.
Well, because you're illiterate. But well, I mean, well, the thing is, it's kind of separate from the comedy. You know, that's probably why. I mean, she didn't really infuse the two. Like a lot of people, they'll infuse everything they do into one big lump.
Yeah.
But she kind of, you know, targeted her demographic, her audience, which, you know, if you read the book, you might enjoy the book. If you like just thrillers and, you know, psychological thrillers, that kind of thing. But if you sell it as a novel, most guys would be like, I don't read novels.
And right now, I gave it to my girlfriend, and she's about half done with it. So then when she reads it, then I'll read it.
Cool.
So, because she couldn't wait till she listens to our podcast, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to read that book." So, but no, that one stood out to me. Have
her do a review.
Oh, that could be, yeah. But I mean, no, it was great talking to people that, like one guy I know, and I'm happy to say I'm friends with, like Reno Collier, right, from Blue Collar Comedy. Yeah. But then a guy like Dat Fan, who I didn't know, and all of a sudden he's in town doing shows here in the Tampa Bay area, and he's in my car, and we're going to get Vietnamese food together. And I'm like, wow, when did this relationship happen? So talking to him. But I mean, we had really all the guests, man, have been really stupendous. Both seasons, but especially season 2. It's been great.
Yeah, we've had some really good ones on there. Like I enjoyed Jay Melisso.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
His interview. It's like some really good stuff about being a comedian, a writer at the same time, and splitting time with your family. Is they're trying to. He had a really great story. Like when we had Ron Hortman. He's got a really compelling story. And he was fun to listen to. How he hooked up with Angela Johnson and got on tour with her, and how he earned his way there. So some good stuff. Yeah,
good stuff. Shout out to our bud Jack Asadorian out of in California. Great stories about him being with his mental health. Like just he was in a bad place for a while, and if anyone saw that, or wants to go back and listen, at one point he said, "I think I'm suicidal," and he told us to his dad, and his dad goes, "We don't too expensive for a doctor. Go do open mic; it'll be good for you."
And everything fell apart. We got divorced. My first marriage, we got divorced. She took my son away from me. I had to go to therapy. I was very depressed. I was like suicidal almost. Oh, wow. And I told my parents, I go, I need therapy. I think I'm going to kill myself. I lost it all. I lost my relationship, my son. And then my father told me, he goes, you know how expensive therapy is? He goes, go do open mics. I started doing open mics, and I became a comedian. And I just started talking about my problems, and it caught on. And then I started getting more and more. I got the comedy bug, and I just kept going on stage over and over and over and over. Till I started touring with Jeff Garcia. Like I was 3 years in, I was touring with Jeff Garcia. Yeah. I learned the business. I learned about hosting, featuring, and the whole thing. Then I started featuring. I started opening up for like the Wayans brothers. I opened up for like David Spade, Craig Robinson.
Wow.
All these big names. And it just became something like that started paying the bills, and I'm like, well, I can make a career out of this. And then I got an agent, and then it just kind of like it exploded a little. And then I competed for NBC and NBC Stand Up for Diversity. I made the
I've seen that
semifinals.
before. Okay.
I made it to the semifinals, and I was really looking around like, wow, I'm really doing this. And then I took it very seriously, and now I've been doing this for the past 12 years now, and I'm very blessed. I'm on the road 6 months out of the year. I just signed a contract with Carnival Cruises.
Awesome.
I do Carnival.
Awesome.
I do a lot of stuff. I've been very blessed, thank God.
Has there been anything that anybody said that has stuck out to you, that stuck with you?
Just right now, feedback from other comedians, the ones that either are on our podcast who experienced it, and I think maybe they thought it was going to be a kind of a haphazard type of a thing, or, oh, this is going to be a wacky little interview. No. And then other people who are listening to other comics are going, man, I'm hearing really good things about it. And I like hearing what you're doing and how you guys go about it. Because if people don't know, real quick, we don't do a 2-3 hour beleaguered, long, drawn out thing. We do a 45-minute to an hour. And it's very, like you said, Tony, very like radio kind of formatted, where we just move ahead. We move ahead, we do things.
It's more, we got a bit more of a journalistic approach to, like an entertainment format.
But I mean, it's great to hear people go, I like what you're doing. I like the interviews, or I heard something from this comic that I didn't know about before, or whatever. And I just like hearing that. So, and we want people to leave comments, not just comedians. They're just regular. Hey, if you're just around listening and watching on our YouTube and our Instagram, leave a comment. You could say hi. You could say, hey, you guys suck. That's a comment. That's a comment. I'll take it. Or you could say you suck. LOL. How about that? I'll take that one. But I'm just saying,
if you use emojis, you can even threaten us. Threaten our lives. Smiley face, you're gonna die.
It's right. But man, so that's my major thing I take of it. I like to hear from our community, hey man, it's good, or hey man, need to work on this, or whatever. I'm hearing this. Hey man, when can I be on?
Oh,
I like that.
Good.
So
awesome.
Yeah, I like that. So how you taking any kind of, are you being imbued any wisdom from the shows, or anything you take away from it that you kind of are digging?
I don't know if I've learned anything new. I think I've reinforced a few things. Just with how with what other people are dealing with.
Yes.
You never know. It doesn't always have to be funny. It has to be interesting.
Interesting. Thank you.
That's it.
Have you seen my set? Nobody laughs. They all just look at me with a puzzled look on their face, and that's all I'll ask.
That's what she said.
That's all I'm.
That's it. That's the answer right there. So this last season.
Yeah.
Well, we had two seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So from we're trying to make baby steps, progression wise. Where do you see the next step? What do you see us doing? Like, what do you envision as something that you'd like to see happen?
I just want. The first word popped in my mind. I just want things to get bigger, like bigger and better. So I like what we're doing. I like doing what we're doing. It's already out of the gate. It just, for not working together like in this format before together. I like what we're doing. I want to take things. I want bigger comedy guests. I love the people we had. I want to shoot for that, the mega stars, and see what happens. I want us to go more on maybe on location somewhere. Yeah. I would love to do that. It could be in Florida, just in Florida. Like, if you don't know, we're in the Tampa Bay area. If it's in North Florida, Tampa Bay area, South Florida, I'll take it. I don't care. But that's what I would love. I'd like to go bigger, and then maybe get on the road and bring this thing in. We can incorporate some comedians in whatever area we're broadcasting from, maybe. Well, real quick, you know how I got Jamie Lissow, right? Earlier this year. I told you I was doing a Where They At segment, and I was looking up clubs in Michigan, and he happened to be at one of the clubs in like Grand Rapids or Lansing. I forget where the hell it was. And I look him up, and I'm like, he looks familiar. Then I remember, oh yeah, the Rob Schneider show on Netflix. I literally just messaged him through Facebook, and 45 minutes later, he goes, "Hey man, I'd like to be on the show." And I go, "Wow." So I mean, now it doesn't always happen. I've messaged some big ones through Facebook as well. But I mean, it's amazing. If I didn't message him, we wouldn't have had him on, and he wouldn't mind coming on again. And he does national TV. He does national tours with comedy. Works with Rob. He writes on the Rob Schneider.
I watched my whole set, and then that day he said, you got to start writing for me. And I think he did.
Wow.
He was doing like the George Lopez show. He was doing Conan. He had like the roast of Quentin Tarantino, and so I wrote almost his whole set for that. And that's what really got us working together was that one roast.
So, okay, now like writing actually material for stand-up or just literally like his roast type stuff?
It was at first just roast stuff. It was just the roast, and then we'd do an appearance on TV, we'd write stuff, and then it just kind of and that was just like a one-off. And then Howard Stern went on the radio the next day. He was there, and he said, "Oh, I love this joke. And like a couple of them were mine. And so Rob was like, "Oh, this guy's not bad, And so then, we just kept doing more and more, and then we wrote the TV show for Netflix, and we just keep on going. We just wrote a movie that's coming out in March.
And I think is that the one now with Rob and I want to say David Spade?
Yeah, it's Rob Spade, Jackie Sandler, Adam Sandler's wife. John Cleese is in there.
That's right, John Cleese.
Yeah.
And what's that one called?
It's called Daddy-Daughter Trip.
Wow. Okay. And with you. And then when is it scheduled to come out?
Probably like March. It's like a spring break kind of movie, so we're hoping to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't see the segments that we put up on the YouTube. Like we do a bunch of different segments on there too. Like, do you have a favorite segment on there that we do?
Anything behind the scenes. Clean.
So tell me what you're doing actually.
Okay, right now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to be contacting Rio Paris, really good comedian here who lives. Well, he's all over the place, like between here and California. He's all over the place.
Now Rio is scheduled to come in to the show, right?
Yes, we're going to have Rio Paris on in studio coming up very soon. And
what are we doing here? What are you doing?
So right now, I'm actually just going to Facebook message him, and then we're going to make sure he is in ready for coffee break time.
Coffee break.
Ooh, I'm out of here.
Are you like the behind the scenes stuff?
I love it, even though we experience it because we're behind the scenes, right? I mean, but even if I know what's coming, sometimes I don't, or I don't know what we said, and I'm like, I hear it, I'm like,
you forget,
It's cool. Like if I wasn't a part of the show, but I stumbled across this and I was into comedy, and I'm watching people take people to the studio and just kind of crack up and the way you edit stuff nice and quick, and you got them talking about stuff, and then we're saying something, but welcoming them from the parking lot and just kind of like, hey, what's up? I love that stuff. Or like you and me prior to the show in the parking lot grabbing our equipment.
Oh, look at this. That's right. Yeah, how much
because like you said, if anyone doesn't know, we have no help. It's just Tony and me. So we do all the equipment. Dude, I loved any behind the scenes, and then the bloopers you said you're going to add to this one. I haven't seen the bloopers yet, so I can't wait because I can't even imagine what that is.
Listen, as a matter of fact, right now, we're going to roll some of those bloopers, which include some of the drops some of the drops that we've been trying to get for this show.
Yes.
Different comics. So take a look.
Hey, this is Devin Alexander from the One Man You Can't Stand podcast. Thanks for tuning in to the Uncorked Comedians podcast.
It's Comedians Uncorked.
Damn it, I'm dyslexic. All right, let me run it back.
Okay.
It's a little dyslexic. Comedians Uncorked, right? Uncorked Comedians.
Uncorked podcast, yeah.
It's a good thing I'm sober now.
What's happening, everybody? I'm Ron Horban. You are watching Comedians Uncorked, blah, 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 with blah, blah, blah.
Take two. We're leaving that in.
Hello, everybody. This is Ron Horban. You are watching Comedians Uncorked podcast with what's your name? Pat Largo.
Is it always Pat and Tony?
Well, you don't have to say the names. You can just say the Comedians Uncorked podcast. Just keep it simple. That's all.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Ron Horban. You are listening to Comedians Uncorked podcast. Comedians Uncorked podcast, where they uncork the comedians. I don't know what that means, but they uncorking them.
Perfect. Yeah, so
Comedians on Court cast.
podcast.
Broadcast. Right. Only the ones around here. The best ever.
I teach economics at Iowa State. I've been here since 1982.
Wow, and it's Peter Orazum.
Peter Orazum.
I'm sorry, Orazum. See, I got that wrong again. That's Orazum.
Orazum.
Damn it. Planes and automobiles, you know what I'm saying? We finally got in here.
Yeah, we're ready to roll.
I got automobiles stopping me. You got trains stopping you.
I know. My train made the traffic report. That's
Great.
how bad it was.
Yeah.
Don't look at the mic.
There you go. You let me know on action, 1, 2, 3, whatever you say.
All right. Ready?
I fucked up his name like 4 times. It's not Orazum. It's Orazum.
Orazum, okay.
To me, Orazum sounds so much smoother because I know it's Orazum.
Yeah.
And my head doesn't hurt. Uh-oh.
Nice. There you go, man. Did you put that on your reel?
That's on my sizzle. All right, are we coming?
Music under it.
Are we coming back from this now? From that little?
Yeah, we've been back.
Oh, okay. I should know. See that? This is the beauty of live/not live entertainment. That's what I like.
Yeah, the bloopers, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I love that stuff. It's just like, and there's just so many things you catch on camera that you can't put on the show. There's some things that we weren't able to put into the interviews because of lack. We didn't have the time. We're trying to keep the shows at a certain time frame.
True.
And we had to cut it down. But yeah. So
I like
matter of fact, here goes a couple of those.
But let us know what you did recently. You want going out to the Comedy Store out in LA. What happened and what were you doing out there?
I got the opportunity to roast battle at the Comedy Store in LA.
And how's this come about real quick? How's that happen?
It's the weirdest way possible. Came through AJ Wilkerson.
Okay.
And just got the opportunity to go out there. 4 Tampa comics went out and did roast battle. Jeff Ross is one of the judges.
Nice.
I luckily won my battle and we're going back. And it was the raddest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And that's with a wife and a child. They are now second best to that experience.
That's awesome. Congratulations. You said you're going back to the Comedy Store?
Yeah, if you win, you get invited back, and we're all going back.
Wow.
And all 4 Tampa comics crushed it out there. It was awesome. It was a really great representation of the area. The most underrated scene in the area. Don't worry. No, you don't have to. You're good.
I like that.
You're good.
I like that. And what was it like Lauren Lance and who else was out there?
I battled Lauren Lance, and I think she's going to be in therapy for a long time now.
Yeah, I know. Brutal.
And Hugh Carey and Michael Jokos.
Nice.
Future movie theater shooter.
Dude, I love it. Well, keep going. Congrats on that, and we look forward to talking to you about that the next time. What are your thoughts on your first shot of the day?
It's pretty crushed.
Pretty delicious. Jeff Klein, I'm so sorry I missed your swing. Explain to me what happened. It sounded good, and I saw your form looking great, dude.
It felt good. I feel fat, but it went to the left, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, cool. No, you sound like you ripped it, though, so that's good. I like it.
Kevin, it may be okay.
Tom Wise on the tee from Home Shopping Network and stand-up comedian.
Here we go.
He's 6'3".
What song are you singing?
This is a song from the 60s,
Well,
way before your time.
I know
young
songs
man.
from the 60s.
You're down the middle safe, Don?
I remember Ed
we're
Sullivan
safe.
on the Beatles.
I'm just going to use a quick 3-wood.
I think it's cruel and unusual punishment that y'all make me play from the Whites.
Ugh.
Which
And
is,
about?
I don't know.
What
Pat
do you
said
want?
something
Did you want
about
a?
pink
Did you want a
statement.
cola adjustment? We're gonna get your cola next month.
Don, it's the first shot since we played.
What kind of shape is Babe in these days?
How was it? You played yesterday. How's the course?
Oh, the
Don?
greens are fabulous. Just fabulous out there.
Man, I played Babe 30 years ago. It was like East Beirut.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, 30 years ago though. Pat Largo, everybody, approaches the ball with a club. I didn't see any of that.
Right down the middle.
Sounded great.
This is good. So I like what you did. Well, and if people don't know, Tony is the one who edits all this stuff. The podcast, all the where they at, the question of the week, all these bloopers, the reels and everything you're seeing. That's his fingers doing that right there. So I like I love the way you do stuff. It's very entertaining because I don't know people, we talk about some of your acting, but I don't know if people really know how much of a great actor and what you want to be it's not just comedy. Your entertainment. You're the whole thing, which I like. You know,
I can't do so much with my left shoulder right now, but you know, the rest of me is very entertaining.
If you want to know what happened, comment on or ask Tony. But it involved his dog.
Easy, come on, take it easy.
Oh, let me
mean that. Not like that.
That didn't sound good. I'm sorry. This is the best show so far of all 2 seasons, right here. You cracking me up.
That's it, man. Damn those guests.
Yeah, we don't need them. Well, I appreciate you teasing me before about who you think who you might be having lined up for season 3. And I have a couple already lined up that I told you. No, I haven't told you any yet. So it's going to be a surprise for you.
I think you might have mentioned one to me.
Maybe one.
That was it, yeah.
Who is a stellar human being. So we're going to have that person on soon. I can't believe we're saying season 3. Yeah, man, this is quite a journey. I never thought dude, you know me, I was so anti-podcast. I just never, because the first thing out of my mouth when people ask me, or even when we talked about it, I'm like, dude, everyone's got a podcast. I don't want to be a part of this. And then thank you to Julie Drolshagen, who got us the studio. That came out like out of the blue. And then we talked, and I'm like, well, I got a studio. What do you think? You're like, let's do it. And
that was a sign right there, you know. It's like, you know, if you see the opportunity, you know, do it. Just say yes. Just say yes. That's the lesson. It's like, you know, we don't really know where this is going to go, but we're going to give it, you know, a good effort, 100% effort to take it where we want it to go. And so far, we're heading that direction. So
yes,
I agree. We're going in the right direction right now, and we're going slowly, but that's great. You know, I think that's the lesson. It's like if you see an opportunity and things start to fall in place, take the opportunity. Just do it. Just do it. You know what? If it doesn't work out, okay, you're back to square one. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it. You're just back to square one. So you start over.
Well, obviously this helped me out because I'm a glass half empty guy pretty much always. And I'm always that guy where, you know, if that opportunity is kind of here where it's like, just try it. I'm like, nah. I just say no to things. I don't know why, but this right here, I must admit, this is one of the most enjoyable things. I look forward to this every week.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
that's good. I think it's because you're a negative person.
Yes.
That's all. So
I'm very
okay.
You're
just negative. Look, you're negative. You have a dark cloud hanging over your head.
Dude, it's those waves of negativity come off me. That's why people just they give me space. They're like, oh, we can feel the negativity coming off of him. I'm just unless I'm seeing it and I can't believe it. So I'm like, you know, you gotta think more positive. You're right, man. This is, I don't know, maybe that's why I joke sometimes, like, you know, like the jokes I do.
Listen, you have no reason to be so negative. You are a white male. You have every opportunity in the world. Right?
That's what makes me slightly depressed now, because I realize that I have so much privilege.
Don't be mad about it.
I just want to say this, man. I'm gonna end it by saying this. Thank you, Tony Gaud, for talking me into doing this podcast. I really, really appreciate it, and I love working with you. I can't wait for the Comedians on Court podcast season 3 coming up soon. And we want to thank our sponsors again, Julie Drolshagen with Century 21 right here in Clearwater, Florida, FloridaBeachBusiness.com. And also, of course, Mimi's Minis, incredible food and desserts in Port Richey, Florida. As for getting a hold of us, we're all over social media, Instagram @ComediansOnCourt, our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, Facebook page, Comedians on Court, and of course, our website, which you can also click on the podcast there, comediansuncorked.com. So for Tony Gaud, my name is Pat Largo, and thank you for checking out the last one here of season 2 of the Comedians Uncorked podcast. Laugh, you deserve it, and we will see you soon for season 3. You know, if there's a certain comedian you want us to try for, that you want us to talk with on the Comedians Uncorked podcast? Or maybe you happen to know someone who knows that comedian and can put in a good word and bring him or her in, either in studio if they're in Florida or via Zoom or something, and we can do an interview with them. So, I mean, yeah, let us